I'm back. At least for now. It's been about 4 years? How many? 3 years since I've made my goodbye video at the Felix501st channel. I've since been uploading on the Doms Players channel, which is my main channel. Recently, on the main channel, I uploaded a video talking about the HasLab and my frustrations with the Star Wars community. And it garnered a lot of responses here and there. A lot within the comment section of that video, but also responses outside of the video. And they were certainly mixed. A lot of people, calling me certain things, and a lot more people, I think, being very supportive and understanding, and voicing similar concerns with the figure community. But there were some people that said, hey, maybe the right choice is to give it a crack again, come back and try to make something relatively positive. So that's why I'm here. I don't know if I'll do this as frequently as I am working on a bunch of projects on the Doms Players channel and working on a brand new channel, which I'll talk about very soon. But I think for our very first video, I should do something that I haven't done in a couple of years, which is showcase my action figure display. There have been some changes here and there. It's no longer Star Wars focused. If you've seen some of those previous videos on the Felix501st channel, a lot of things have changed. Most of my Star Wars figures are not up, but I guess I'll give you a glimpse into some of those things right now. We'll start off with a small little area right here, and this is my Lego shelf. We have the Executioner, we have a couple of spider droids, a couple of other ships here and there, a couple of battle droids, Tantive 4. This is the UCS Lego gunship. So this is the one that I mentioned in that gunship video. It's much larger than the gunship that we currently have, just a little bit smaller than the gunship that we are about to get if it passes on the HasLab. A couple of just little droids and other extras here and there. Pretty fantastic. Down here underneath this is a Phase 2 Clone Trooper. On the other side is a 501st Phase 2 Clone Trooper. And then here we have a B-Wing with a couple of other figures. These are my really older favorite figures from before the TVC came back. And we got Ponda Baba. Moving to the right, we have a sort of Rebels table. We have the Millennium Falcon, very nice. This is the Galaxy Edge version, or Galaxy Run, or whatever, latest version. A couple of figures in there. A couple of Rebel pilots, droids. Pretty cool for what it is. On up here, we have a Snowspeeder, and then this one little thing right there. It's not great. The floor is made out of cardboard. It's not done greatly, but it is what it is. And then we have the Ghost. I removed the top part just so we can see what's inside. There you go, there's Zeb. And then inside you have Hera, Kanan, Sabine. These are not the figures that came with the Ghost. These are separate figures. Those are still carded. And then underneath here, hidden, the Empire. I didn't really have a place for these guys, so they're just here. Further to the right, you have this little shelf box thing. There really isn't anything here. This is like a very disorganized shelf that I tried to organize. A couple of figures here and there, just a couple of accessories, things that I haven't put in boxes. It's not that great, but it's part of the collection. Moving on to the right, there's some more boxes here. Very fantastic. And then we have Boba Fett right here on the little throne room. A couple of unsealed, I should say sealed boxes still. This hasn't been opened. And we move up here just a little further. We have a Darth Vader helmet. This is like an old cheap helmet from like many years ago. A couple of other vehicles, not from Star Wars. You may be asking from where? Well, if we take a look up here, we see Cloud Strife. This is from Final Fantasy VII. He's very fantastic, very nice action figure. A couple of other accessories, and then I guess that means we go to our shelves. From here we go from Cloud to the Mafex Spider-Man and the Hasbro Black Suit Spider-Man. A little statue right here. The I was about to say 501st. A Stormtrooper helmet, one of the early Black Series helmets that they did. We have Grogu right here, and then we have a little shelf area right here. This is a couple of Anakin, Sidious, and then of course Darth Vader. This is the Return of the Jedi Vader. This is a figure arts Anakin, and then we have the animated Clone Wars Anakin. We have the new Sidious. We're getting a new one again, and then an older Sidious. That's pretty cool. Moving right along, we have the Phase 2 helmet for Captain Rex that's based off the Ahsoka series. And then a little preview over here, we have Ifrit from Final Fantasy 16. Very difficult to pose. We have Torgal, we have Clive Rossfield. These are all figure arts, I want to say. If not, they might be Tamashi something or whatnot. Back there we have, it's a little difficult to see, but we have a General Grievous in his Tartakovsky outfit. And we have a Phase 1 Captain Rex. Over there you can see my desk. And R2 poking out from my wall. So that's pretty cool for a top shelf. We're going to super fast move up to the bottom shelf. This is a Genshin Impact shelf. Anyways, to the left, we awkwardly have a Hot Toys Anakin Skywalker. This is the first version that they did with this outfit. It's meant to be a Clone Wars outfit. I'll be perfectly honest with you, I'm not a big fan of Hot Toys, so I only got the one. But it's pretty cool for what it is. However, it's not meant to be here, and it's very difficult to find a space for it, but we have to move it very briefly because we have other figures here. So this is my like general anime type shelf, I guess, with a couple of other figures, mainly Final Fantasy, a couple of other Genshin figures. Yeah, it's a pretty cool show for what it is, but it does hold my Hot Toys Anakin, so that's why he's on this shelf. Underneath that, we have a pretty nice shelf over here. Oh, and actually, I didn't do something. If you turn the lights off, you can see that I installed a little bit of lighting. Pretty cool. I did have something in there, but I didn't. I took it off and placed it somewhere else. And that somewhere else is here. Unfortunately, the camera does not pick up this very well, but there's like a little light set up there. That's pretty cool. This is not meant to be like anything scene specific. I personally don't care. That's why there's a bunch of figures that don't really fit in here. With the cantina on its way, everybody's starting to receive their cantinas. I'm still waiting on mine. Maybe I'll do something more scene specific, but this is just really to get. Yeah, and then we have this Jabba, and it's a pretty nice shelf for what it is. It's nice. Underneath that top shelf, we have this Black Series shelf. It's the only 6-inch shelf that I actually have still on display, and it's for what it is. Very nice, very fantastic. We have a couple of Rebels on this side, then we have the Empire on this side. This is a Mayfix Boba Fett based off his Empire Strikes Back look, which is my favorite Boba Fett. And yeah, we are getting an updated Luke Skywalker in this Bespin outfit. This Bespin outfit is my favorite. I love it, and there's hardly any media with Bespin Luke, so I'm super happy that we're getting a new Bespin Luke. And then we have a Clone Wars Yoda, which doesn't really fit in here, but he is to scale, so that's that. Underneath that shelf, we have this shelf. This is my 501st shelf. A couple of figures over there. Then we're using the Mayfix hologram thing for this little base right here. A couple of just random troopers. I went to go reach it. I do have this set still. I haven't opened it up because I'm hoping that they improve on the face for the single release for that figure, that iteration. So I have this one. It's very fantastic, very nice. Underneath that, we have this 212th shelf with a clone turbo tank, a couple of other figures here and there. Very nice, very fantastic. I do not have a Phase 2 Cody, so this animated Phase 1 Cody will have to do a couple of other figures, some older figures, a couple of droids, characters inside. Very nice, very fantastic. Going back to the right side of the shelf, we'll start off with this little cubicle. This is meant to be sort of like my forest type of collection. It was meant to be where all of my Tamino troopers were. It ended up evolving into this like just green trooper shelf, so that's what there is. We move on one more, and we have that Obiani set that we got just recently. A couple of fire effects that I added, and of course, this new R2-D2 that we've been having for a couple months now, but this is fantastic. I love this. Moving on up, we have this Tantive 4 arena. A couple of figures here and there. We have this new Leia that we've been waiting for a while. My camera's not willing to pick it up, but you know, this took a lot of time to sort of work. It's this very small cubicle, as you can see. It uses a couple of things to get it running. couple of stands, but that's perfectly fine. To the left is my Hoth shelf. It used to be bigger, now it's pretty small. You can't even tell that it is supposed to be Hoth, but there's a couple of Hoth figures here and there, Hoth Leia. And yeah, that is that shelf. If we move on up, we have an Endor shelf. Now this is definitely going to get changed out for the Mos Eisley Cantina shelf, and I'll probably get rid of my Jabba's Palace. But we have a couple of figures here and there. Luke is the only Jedi, is the only Rebel Alliance figure on here. A couple of stuff over here. We have some Ewoks up there, and then the ATST. I'm thinking of getting a new ATST. One of the more recent ones. I think the most recent one with the Chewbacca. But yes, this is definitely going to get changed out. I wasn't really happy with it. The only reason I made it was because of this playset when it came out originally. It's been a couple of years now since I've had it. And of course you can see dust like on. I don't know if you can see it, but I haven't dusted any of this. And yeah, there's my Endor shelf. But if we were to move on up, of course, we get to this really, really nice shelf. This is my Stormtrooper shelf. Very nice, very fantastic. A couple of Stormtroopers. We have these 2 rocket troopers that just came out, a couple of other troopers in the back. Very fantastic. This is, I think, Rogue One Darth Vader. I might be completely wrong. A couple of other generals. Then we have the Sidious that came. I think it was like a convention exclusive, something like that. Some Force Link Royal Guards. And yeah, this is a really expensive shelf. So yeah, this is a quick look at this shelf. Very nice, very fantastic for what it was. A far cry from from where it was a couple of years ago. It used to be filled to the brim with just Black Series and Vintage Collection, but as you have been seeing, I'm collecting other stuff. Final Fantasy is fantastic, and then of course we'll ignore that shelf. But Hot Toys, you know. But you may be asking what happened to those other shelves. Well, here they are, and this is mainly why. A couple of Final Fantasy figures. These pixel lights that light up, that's pretty fantastic. Another plushies that friends got me. Over here is my Switch 2 collection, of course. Switch 2, and then 2 other games that are not Switch 2. Very fantastic. Magic the Gathering boxes for Final Fantasy. Then we have these 2. Pokemon Trainer and Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur came with Bravely Default 2. I don't know why, but it came with Bravely Default 2, so that's why I have him. Not necessarily my favorite Pokemon, but that's why I have it. This is not my full shelf of Switch 1 games. This is like half. The rest of my family all have their own Switches, so this collection is scattered about. Underneath here is my DS. None of these DS work. I mean, they kind of work, but they have problems of like usually wear and tear. That's why I purchased this, and even then I haven't played any of them. A couple of Fire Emblem, Xenoblade amiibos. Pretty nice, pretty fantastic for what they are. If we move on over here, we have the newly released 8BitDo Pro 3 pad. That's closer to the GameCube style. A couple of PlayStation cases and stuff like that. We move on up to this little Stormtrooper right there, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. Then we move up even higher. PlayStation 5, and then Party Animals. This little, I think, Nemo, and I forgot what the other guy's called. Very nice, very fantastic for what it is. Yeah, I do sim racing. It's pretty nice. It has wear and tear, but there's my TV. As you can see, yeah, I have a cat, so there's just like hair left and right. Mario amiibo. We have a couple of controllers. Then we have a Zelda amiibo. Underneath that, we have a Biker Scout helmet, a PlayStation, a couple of other things. And then it's very hard to see from this angle. I guess I'll get closer. It is the Rebel Alliance helmet. This doesn't stick on anymore, so it's just there. There's also this. It's just displaying a recently showcased. Oh my! You can see my face right there. Darth Vader helmet. Right next to that is this shelf, a couple of controllers, and then underneath here are Lego Speed Champions. I got obsessed with Lego Speed Champions for a while, so those are there. A couple of PS2 games, and then you have this like sword. It's a Buster Sword from Final Fantasy VII. Beyond that, we have this Pikachu, massive. It's not even a plushie. It's like this little like foam thing that's kind of light, that's kind of weak. A couple more Speed Champions. We have the Braves. I'm a Atlanta fan, so a couple of Atlanta stuff right here. We have the Bernabeu because my brother is a fan of Real Madrid. We have Camp Nou because my brother was like, "Hey, thank you for this expensive set. Here's like a $20 set." And then we have the Imperial Star Destroyer in Lego form. Underneath there, we have these two ships. I don't know where to put them, so that's where they are. Oh yeah, in the little display thing right there. I have a pool table. Underneath that are a couple of other boxes. That is where my Razor Crest is. It's still in the box. It's opened, but I ran out of space, and so that's where it is. I have an old CRT TV, because why not? Then we have a PlayStation 1, it's connected, and then the controllers and everything underneath there. And it's not really gonna be amazing on like camera, but this is the super massive Venator. You know, you come on up and you see, whoa, it's a Lego. So yeah, I live in the attic, so you walk up here, and this is like one of the first things you see. A couple of other figures. Underneath here, you see a bunch of Lego pieces, Lego models. Oh yeah, I have this as well. This is a Pac-Man machine. This is from the 30th anniversary. Or no, the 40th. Or 40th? What is it? It is the 40th anniversary, there you go, of this Pac-Man machine. Then you have figure arts, Pac-Man, a couple accessories, and then a Pac-Man amiibo. It's very nice, very fantastic, and play all these games. Very cool. And that is my action figure collection. And yeah, it's much more different than it was a couple of years past. I wanted to branch out, and I eventually did. Once I said goodbye, I started branching out. I started collecting a bunch of different things, mainly video games. I turned to that. I turned to like Pac-Man. I turned into different franchises. I got into Final Fantasy within that time frame, and now it's like my favorite franchise of all time. Which is just insane that I didn't really give a crap about it 3 years ago, and now it's like my #1 thing of all time. And I guess to sort of echo some of my sentiments from that video on the other channel, I just wasn't happy necessarily with the things that were happening in the community. I decided to just do my own thing, branch off, and start to, start collecting for me. And yeah, there's a bunch of figures in here. From all different lines and things of that sort of nature, and I'm happy with them. I'm happy with what I have. Of course, we always want more. And yeah, that's sort of a wrap up of my action figure collection. I don't think I'm gonna be uploading as frequently as I mentioned before. Dom's Players channel, but also we've launched the Glooby Show. It's a new channel that is going to be focused on the Gloobies specifically. For a very long time, that was just the Dom's Players channel. Once season 3 is over, I have plans to change sort of what season 4 is going to be, and in order to not lose the spirit of the Gloobies, I'm shifting that over to the Glooby Show, where we're doing a podcast every 3rd Saturday, and then every 1st Saturday of the month, we might be doing a new series of games with some of your favorite Glooby members. The Dom's Players mainly focus on gaming, things of that sort of nature. The Glooby channel will now be focused, just the group Glooby, with our podcast that I'm hosting. And yeah, it's been a wild 3 years, I will say, since that last video to here. I've improved massively on editing. I've just worked very hard to be where I am right now. I worked for a bunch of channels. I worked for a bunch of industries, just doing a lot of freelancing and things of that sort of nature. And things like this is just very nice. I love doing this. I love being here. You know, I know that it's going to be rough, but very excited to see what the future holds together for me and for all of you. So if you are interested in more just Star Wars content in general, this might just turn into like a figure channel rather than it being specifically to Star Wars. But yeah, it would be very nice for you to subscribe if you're interested in some of my gaming content, going over to the Dom's Players channel, subscribing there. And if you're interested in, the Glooby group that I have, which we call ourselves the Gloobies, we're making a whole new show that's going to be higher budget, higher editing, and things of that sort of nature, and I'd be very excited and happy if you give it a watch. Outside of that, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a good day, and I will see you, sometime in the future, hopefully the HasLab packs, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. Who cares? There's always going to be plastic in the future that'll entice us. So yeah, hope you all have a good day.